Coming up, a look at the popular end-of-the-year phenomenon, the senior slide.
Then, a conversation with the current career and technical education teacher at Fairmont High School.
And finally, a senior at Fairmont High School discusses her time volunteering at the Heaven's Table food shelf.
Stay tuned, this is FHS News.
I'm Isabel Geiger.
And I'm Amaya Komaragiri. We start off with a review of some important information. The recent quarantine of roughly 40 students should serve as a reminder that this pandemic is not over yet. It's still important to keep wearing those masks and keeping them pulled over your nose and mouth.
If you're interested in creative or technical writing, the Writing Club meets on Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. over Zoom. That link can be found on the Writing Club website through the Student Hyperdoc. New members are welcome to join anytime.
AV Club is also meeting throughout the week. If you're interested in video production and other projects, the club meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:15 p.m. Come join us in the newly named Cardinal Nest studio.
And thank you to Sarah Goodall for choosing our new studio name. We hope you enjoy your Caribou gift card. Since surveying the students and staff for our studio name, we have also decided to hold a contest for our studio logo. Talk to your English teacher for more information. We're looking for lots of good ideas.
The MCAs are coming up quickly. Here are some quick reminders to help you get in the testing mindset and do your best.
Get a good night's sleep the night before the test.
Eat a healthy breakfast.
And remember to bring a water bottle in case you get thirsty.
Take some deep breaths to relax.
And dress for success. Research shows that dressing up increases confidence and improves performance.
Check with your teachers for upcoming testing dates.
And looking ahead, a reminder that seniors and 7th graders need to turn in their Chromebooks at the end of the school year.
And make sure to keep your Chromebooks charged and prepared for each day of class.
Were you happy with your midterm grades?
If not, are you prepared to do something about them?
Or are you planning on to throw in the towel and coast through the rest of your final semester?
Before you decide, take a look at this short film.
What a climb. Well, it wouldn't hurt to finish off easy.
Hey, you're here for your admissions decision, right?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you have a seat for me? By the looks of it, your grades have kind of slipped this last semester, is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, as per university policy, I'm gonna have to put you on academic probation, reduce your merit scholarship, and remove you from our honors program.
I'm sorry. I didn't think taking it easy would be that bad.
Now, it's not over yet. You've still got some time.
I just don't get how I could come back from this.
Well, ideally, we would have found a way to prevent you from sliding at all, keeping you interested, for example. But we're past that now. All we can do is try to get you back on track. We'll just take it one step at a time, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not all. There's a couple other things you can do. You can stop the slide before it starts. Keep track of important dates and deadlines. Look at the bright side of work you're required to do. Enjoy the senior experience, but don't enjoy it too much. Be responsible. And pursue projects that interest you. Stop the slide before it starts.
Whether you're hitting that senior slide
Or that 7th grade slide, there are resources available to help you improve your grades.
The peer tutoring program is held in the back of the Media Center every Wednesday from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. There is also a Zoom link available for distance learners located on the Student Hyperdoc.
Another option is contacting the school's paraprofessionals. These staff members are stationed around the building after school, and a para is assigned to every class. Ask your teacher for the best session to attend.
One teacher who's often helping students is the subject of our next segment. This week, we're highlighting career and technical education instructor Bob Boney.
The whole thing with career and technical education is we focus on students that are looking for a career in trade skills. There are 267,000 trade skilled positions in Minnesota that will go empty at the end of this year from retirements. There isn't a day that goes by that you don't pick up a newspaper and see people looking for welders. A student could come out of our high school with the skill set able to go directly into the workforce. I'm very passionate about the areas that I teach. I think if you're not passionate about the area that you're teaching, you need to seek that out, and I think that's what makes me a great teacher. Absolute favorite thing about teaching is teaching guys like you. There's not a day that goes by that I don't have some student in my class that makes me just full out belly laugh. Situations that happen, just being able to share with you guys my passion and then watching you guys share with me. Every student that comes into my class takes every one of my intro to whatever course, intro to welding, intro to small engines, intro to mechatronics, intro to automotive. I ask every one of those students the same thing. Why are you taking this class? One student came to me and he said, because I want to be an auto mechanic. And in my mind, I said, so does everybody else that answers the question that way. Well, I watched him grow, and he took that class his entire way through his senior year, and he went to school at a GM ASE certified program, and he came back into our community, and he worked for Hawkins Chevrolet for 2 years, and then he transferred over to Richards Auto Repair, and he's still somebody that I use to this day in my class. If I have problems, I can call him up and ask him. Of course, working with great students like we have here at Fairmont High School, and to see the impact that you young people are having when you leave our school is what makes us great teachers.
Mr. Bonin will be holding welding classes this summer for anyone in the community.
For more information, contact Mr. Bonin or your school counselor.
Now for a little fun. Our next segment is called Math with Jerry.
Welcome to the Math Arena, where today we're going to talk about one of my favorite words, tangent. Now, tangent actually has a dual meaning in math, but we're only going to refer to the working definition of a right triangle trigonometry. So what tangent is, it's defined as the opposite over the adjacent side. Let's take a look at a triangle now. Here is a right triangle, where we're dealing with this angle down here, theta. If I want to know what the tangent of theta is, it's going to be the ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side. And we write it like this. Tangent of theta equals A over B. Now, real life example. Where can I be using the tangent of theta? We have a water tower here in Fairmont, and it's located by the Bullmore and Arby's. When I come flying my airplane in and I want to land at the airport over here, I want to make sure that I don't crash into that thing. I need to stay above that. I would really like to know how tall that water tower is. However, if I try and climb the top of it, there's some police officers that are not going to like me very well, and they'll come after me. And even if I did get up there, what am I going to do? Throw my tape measure over the side? I don't think that's going to measure very well. We need to know straight down. And physically, you can't go straight down through that particular water tower. So we got to develop a way. What we're going to do is we're going to climb, or we're not going to climb, we're going to stand right directly underneath it. We're going to measure out 500 feet. We're going to mark that spot, and from that spot, we are now going to take our little protractor, and we're going to measure to the top of that water tower. So I did that. I found that it's 20 degrees. I now have my right triangle here. The height is actually going to be the opposite side, whereas the side I measured, that's the adjacent. That's the tangent ratio. So I say the tangent of 20 degrees equals the h, the height that I want, over the 500. There's opposite over adjacent. Solve that little trigonometric equation by multiplying both sides by 500. And we'll get 500 times the tangent of 20 degrees equals h. I punch that on my calculator, and I find out that that water tower is 182 feet tall. So therefore, I should be able to clear that with my airplane as I'm going into the airport. Thank you for joining us for our word of the day, tangent.
Thanks, Mr. Brooks. I can't wait to use the word tangent at lunch today.
Next, we'd like to share a story about an important organization in our community.
Heaven's Table is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the distribution of fresh, locally grown food, essential products, and support to the Martin County community. We sat down with the current volunteer, Annika Wheeler, to discuss the importance of volunteers and celebrate their contributions to the food shelf.
I've been volunteering at the Heaven's Table food shelf for, I want to say like 4 months. Well, it started when my mom was like, hey, they need another volunteer. And I was like, okay, I'll go, whatever, it'll be fine, like one night. But then I went and it was actually kind of fun giving back to the community because only to really take donations, and it's always full, and it's just really cool to see that.
Heaven's Table relies solely on the support of volunteers. Annika acknowledged Greta Lintelman, a key part of the food shelf's success.
Greta kind of runs the whole thing, and she's there every day. Like, her heart is really in this, and I think it's super cool that she's just so passionate about it, and she goes out and asks people to volunteer, and she also helps other people in the community, and this is what she does with her life, which is really cool to me. And I just think it's really inspiring just to see someone who cares that much about the community without getting much recognition.
While the food shelf is always an essential aspect of the Martin County community, it is especially vital that donations are received during this difficult time. If you'd like to donate or volunteer at Heaven's Table, please contact the representatives at 507-238-5424.
At the Heaven's Table food shelf, they always need volunteers on Thursdays from 4:30 to about 7. Or even if you can only make like a couple of those hours, like they'd always take more volunteers because they're always like, hey, we're 4 people short, we're 3 people short, we need another person to come in. So if like you would ever think about doing that, that would be a huge help.
Volunteering is a great way to positively impact those around you. Volunteers like Annika help provide essential products and support to the community. During these uncertain times, it is encouraging to see Fairmont students working to make a change.
If you're interested in volunteering, that number once again is 507-238-5424.
We appreciate you joining us for our premiere FHS News broadcast.
We'd like to close the broadcast tonight with a special thank you.
Over the past year, our cafeteria staff has worked extremely hard to serve us breakfast and lunch, as well as packaging additional meals for families.
Next time you see them, take a moment to thank them for their time and dedication. I'm Isabel Geiger.
And I'm Amaya Komaragiri. Stay tuned for more from the Cardinal Nest.